The Pitchsider. Pitchside for every game.
Hello and welcome back to the Pitchsider Podcast. Hope you are very well. We've had a full round of fixtures from the Premier League. We've had some midweek fixtures as well from that league. We won't go through all of those games, but we will definitely talk about some. We've had full European football. Let's have a look at all of the different fixtures that's happened. So starting with the midweek fixtures, we had Ipswich versus Palace, which Palace won 1-0. Leicester beat West Ham 3-1. Everton beat Wolves 4-0. Man City got back to winning ways with a 3-0 victory over Forest. Newcastle and Liverpool drew 3-3. Chelsea beat Southampton 5-1. Arsenal beat United 2-1. Aston Villa beat Brentford 3-1. And on Thursday we had Fulham versus Brighton, which was 3-1, and Bournemouth versus Tottenham, which was 1-0 to Bournemouth. Then moving on to Saturday, so game week 15. So we had Everton versus Liverpool, which was postponed due to a flooded pitch. Aston Villa versus Southampton, which was 1-0 to Aston Villa. Brentford beat Newcastle 4-2. Manchester City unfortunately dropped points with a draw against Palace. Manchester United lost to Nottingham Forest. Back-to-back losses now for Ruben Almiron, which is 3-2. As of yesterday, I'm recording this, Arsenal continued to drop points with 1-1 draw against Fulham. Bournemouth beat Ipswich 2-1. Leicester and Brighton was 2-2. And Tottenham lost to Chelsea 4-3. As of this going out, we do have West Ham versus Wolves, which West Ham should particularly win, but who will tell? West Ham are in some trouble, so we will talk about them in a minute. But having a look at the Premier League table, Liverpool are top with a 4-point gap, but they do have a game in hand. Chelsea are sitting in second with 31 points. Arsenal sit in third with 29 points, and Man City sit in fourth with 27 points. Nottingham Forest make up the top five with 25 points, joint on points with Aston Villa, but have a better goal difference by 1. Brighton, Bournemouth, Brentford and Fulham make up the rest of the top 10 with Tottenham, Newcastle, Manchester United in 11th, 12th and 13th. West Ham sit in 14th, Everton in 15th, Leicester in 16th and Palace in 17th with Ipswich, Wolves and Southampton in the relegation zone. So they're struggling, those teams. West Ham, back-to-back losses now. They did improve with a draw, Wolves, was a massive game for them. Where they could have decided their management, but they have decided to stick with their current manager at the moment, as they look to make more profit, get further on. Him and Gary Neal are set to focus on before they are meant to get the sack. But yeah, it could be curtains for Locatelli at West Ham. There was a rumour that Max Allegri, former Juventus manager, as a successor to current boss, but the cost involved to make it plausible is a non-starter, so he will definitely not be the new manager. But yeah, definitely a lot going on at West Ham. They've got Wolves will be another big game for them, as well as Bournemouth and Brighton. If they just continue to drop points, you could see him getting the sack. But yeah, there's definitely a few. And Paul Croggy's job at Tottenham could be at risk, probably the same as with Eddie Howe's and Sean Dyche's. But yeah, there's definitely a few now at around where people are starting to consider other managers for different roles. So, we'll keep you up to date with all of the latest news. But yeah, definitely starting to heat up. Chelsea now have 4 wins on the bounce and could be considered title contenders. Obviously, now they are 4 points adrift from Man City, 2 points from Arsenal. They were level with Arsenal at 1 point. But yeah, definitely doing really well. Liverpool are the team to catch, so Chelsea will hope that Everton do make Liverpool drop points, but the way Liverpool are going, that's going to be very difficult for them. So yeah, time will tell. But yeah, definitely interesting to follow. Having a look at the Championship fixtures from the weekend. We had Burnley versus Middlesbrough, which was ended 1-1. On the Saturday, we had Leeds beat Derby 2-0. Sheffield Wednesday and Preston drew 1-1. Sunderland beat Stoke 2-1. Cardiff and Watford was postponed. Hull lost to Blackburn Rovers 1-0. Coventry beat Millwall 1-0. Plymouth Argyle and Oxford was postponed. Portsmouth won 3-0 against Bristol. Queen Park Rangers also won 3-0 over Nottingham, Norwich, and Luton drew to Swansea 1-1. On Sunday, West Brom and Sheffield drew 2-2. And there isn't a game to play tonight. So that means looking at the Championship table, Sheffield are top, followed by Leeds, with Burnley, Sunderland, Middlesbrough and Blackburn all in the promotion playoff spots. Portsmouth are sitting in relegation along with Plymouth Argyle and Hull City. Portsmouth do have a game or two in hand and only 1 point off safety, so if they can continue to get results, they definitely could potentially move up out of those zones. Let's have a look at what's happened in Europe now. So having a look at the fixtures from the weekend. On Friday, Celta Vigo beat Mallorca 2-0. Stuttgart beat Union Berlin 3-2. Inter Milan beat Parma 3-1 and Atalanta beat AC Milan 2-1. On Saturday, in La Liga, Las Palmas beat Rayo Vallecano 2-1. Real Betis and Barcelona was 2-2. Real Vallecano beat Valencia 1-0 and Real Madrid beat Granada 3-0. In the Bundesliga, Bayer Leverkusen beat St. Paul 2-1. Bayern Munich beat Werder Bremen 4-2. Werder Bremen beat Bochum 1-0. Frankfurt beat Augsburg 2-2. RB Leipzig and Hossa Cologne was 2-0 to RB Leipzig, and Dortmund and Borussia Mönchengladbach drew 1-1. In Serie A, Granada and Tirana was 0-0. Juventus versus Bologna was 1-2, and Roma beat Lille 4-1. Looking at La Liga, Monaco beat Toulouse 2-0. Nice beat Le Havre 2-1, and Lyon beat Angers 3-0. On Sunday, Real Sociedad beat Langes 3-0. Athletic Club beat Villarreal 2-0. Oslo and Delta Vegas was 2-0. Atletico Madrid and Seville was 4-3. In the Bundesliga, Wolfsburg beat Mainz 4-3, and Werder Bremen and Freiburg was 1-0. Fiorentina beat Cagliari 1-0. Hellas Verona lost to Empoli 4-1. Como and Valencia was 2-0, and Lazio beat Napoli 1-0. In Ligue 1, Lens beat Montpellier 2-0. Nantes beat Reims 1-0. Rennes and Strasbourg was 0-0, and Olympique Marseille beat Saint Etienne 2-0. As of recording this, there is games from Serie A, from La Liga, which is Getafe versus Sassuolo. Monza play Udinese in Serie A. So having a look at the tables. In La Liga, Barcelona are top with a 2-point gap over Real Madrid, who do have a game in hand. So do Atletico Madrid, who sit in third, with Athletic Club sitting in fourth. Villarreal and Real Sociedad are fifth and sixth, with Osasuna, Valencia and Real Vallecano all in the relegation zones. In Ligue 1, PSG are top with a 5-point gap over Marseille, who sit in second, with Monaco sitting in third. Lille, Lyon and Nice sit 4th, 5th and 6th, with Saint Etienne, Le Havre and Montpellier all in the relegation zones. In Serie A, Atalanta are top, followed by Napoli, Inter Milan and Fiorentina, who sit in the Champions League spaces, with Lazio and Juventus 5th and 6th. Hellas Verona, Monza and Valencia all sit in the relegation zones. Finally, in the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich sit top, followed by Frankfurt in second. Bayer Leverkusen sit in third, with RB Leipzig in fourth. In Werder Bremen, Hossa Cologne and Bochum all sit in the relegation zones. So having a look at the news from La Liga, from Europe, Griezmann's late Atletico winner thwarts Seville. Bellingham scores again as Real Madrid beat Genoa. Former Manchester winner Nani has announced his retirement. Lewandowski scores in the Barcelona draw with Betis. Juventus reacts to a draw as Motta avoids defeat from his old team. Celtic hit back as they draw to Club Brugge. And some final news. Will Smith strolls past the man he betrays in a blockbuster holiday way, inspires behind a true incredible move, moving from a homeless to prison. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up everything that's gone on in football. Not much going on at the moment. We just have a lot of games to run up on Christmas. But yeah, do keep us up to date. And we are coming up to transfer window, so we will starting to get a lot more rumours. So do check out our social media to keep up to date with the latest news. So thank you for listening. Hope you've had a fantastic week, and we will see you next week. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.
For all the latest news, transfers, and football articles, check out thepitchsider.com. It's the place to be. Contact us on our socials. Instagram and Twitter is @thepitchsider, or via email is thepitchsider@hotmail.com.